As you can see, the water goes through these pipes here, and it goes in this side here, through that tank there, and it's like a long trough. There should be a turbine in it, but there's not. And then it drains out the bottom at the other end and comes back through these pipes here, and those go back into the tank there, and they leave the tank obviously right here from this trickle spout. And this here has like a little filter in it to catch anything, obviously, and it retains the water so that way the wave front doesn't collapse entirely, so you don't really lose the head height of the wave. And this here, like I said, is impedance matched, and the reason that this thing here you can increase the throw on it is because it's in the horizontal plane, and it's not having to actually lift this throw rod from like a up and down like this. It's instead just going side to side like this, and that doesn't actually really add any extra resistance to it. So that's why this scales up, and literally you could run a version of this like almost any size if you had magnetic floating bearings to keep the flywheel here actually levitating. And then you could just use like even still you could get a better version of this actually and just put magnetic linear actuators on either side with floats, and then you could just control it with a computer. So that way then you just literally have your flow out here on the side, and then it goes through your power generating turbine and then back to your tank on the low side of the wave. The other thing that I was saying too about the water dish here is that if you poked a hole in the front of it, then you could use this as a reservoir here beside this tank. And obviously if the head height in the tank is the same as the head height in this carrier here, then it will keep the water in this tank at a constant height. Well, this here system fills up on the side, so that way then it doesn't mess with the impedance of the pendulum in the tank with the wave. Due to space limitations, I couldn't actually get a size built big enough to gain enough head height to get the pressure required to actually get like the flow to run the thing. But obviously if you scaled this thing up massively, then the head pressure would be pretty significant, and the fact that this impedance matching means that it's always at basically a 0 point and you're just maintaining the inertia in the system, then you could siphon immeasurable amounts of energy from this. And the brachistochrome problem allows this to work because it's always falling at a constant rate basically, and something to do with pendulums that I'm sure you guys will understand what I'm trying to get at here, because I don't really have the vocabulary to express what I'm trying to say.